The week was long, your feet are tired, could use a vacation. Just gather round and join with Dub, it's Monday Motivation. Monday Motivation.
Hello friends, welcome to another Monday Motivation video. This Monday morning, the 1st of August, a brand new month, a brand new opportunity for us to get motivated. I think this is the 31st week of hashtag BeatUpFit. Please don't forget to use a hashtag BeatUpFit. Leave one positive thing you've done for your wellness, physical, mental, emotional, or otherwise in the comments and be entered to win prizes this month. Let's get right into it, to our quote from this week. And it is, nothing is more precious than being in the present moment, fully alive, fully aware. Really love that quote. If you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, which has been going on for many years now, or if you just know me personally, I think you know that we tend to live our lives trying to be present at big events or even smaller events for the people that matter in our life. I think when I think about events, we kind of categorize it in a couple categories. So we have things that we can get to underneath 10 hours in a car. We think about those things. And the reason that's kind of my categorization is, for a lot of us, most of our life, we work 8 hours a day, a lot of days, the most days in our life. And if you live in a city like Atlanta or a lot of other cities, you have to commute into that. That eats up some time. You have to get ready, you have to wake up, you have to take a shower, get dressed, commute, then you got to turn around, commute back. If you have unpaid lunch, you have to clock out, go take lunch, come back, work 8 hours. Your workday is 9-10 hours, right? And if I think about the work days that I have had in my life that were 10 hours or less, a good chunk of that I was making, early, when you're like a teenager or you're in college, you're lucky if you take home 40 or 50 bucks in that 10 hours after taxes and whatever else you may pay out. 40 or $50. For a large chunk of my career, when I was a teacher, a 10-hour day, maybe that produces 100 bucks, maybe. And take home money, actually less than that, probably, if I think about it. So I spent 10 hours of my life, for a good chunk of my life, most days, for not a whole lot of money. That's not to say $100 isn't a lot of money, but when you think about it, it's not a huge amount of money for 10 hours of your life. So if I've been willing to do that, to take 10 hours of a day to make 40 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 500 bucks, whatever the case may be, am I not willing to take 10 hours or less of a day to drive myself to something that matters to somebody that I care about? Whether that is to somebody's wedding or birthday or child being born or child having an event or graduation or whatever the case may be. If I don't have a conflicting and competing thing, what obstacle is it to drive 10 hours to get somewhere? For us, we've decided none. Doesn't mean that we just love driving. It's the easiest thing in the world. Woo-hoo, yay, yay, yay. It means we've decided that we want to be present at the things that we can be, and we're not going to let a drive be a barrier. There have been many times, in order for us to be at a thing that was important to us, we would drive 10 hours, we'd be at the thing for a day, we'd turn around and drive back 10 hours. We'd do that over an entire, from Friday evening to Sunday evening, not miss work at all, not miss school, not miss any of that. That's hard, but it's a sacrifice in order to be present at a thing that matters to somebody in our life or matters to us. Sometimes we can't do that. This upcoming weekend, as you're watching this, there's an event in Ohio that I would love to go to. I think all of us would enjoy going to. We originally thought we were going to be able to go to it. It's not any type of any meaningful thing. It's just a convention, it's just a show we would have liked to go to, and we've got friends there. But it's not, it's not a life's event. It's not a milestone event. But it's Kaya's first week of school, and it's her first, days of school. And we're not going to pull her out of school in order to go to something like that. Now, if it were some type of milestone event, we might think about it differently. But in this world, Kaya having a successful start to her 8th grade year is the more important event that we need to be present at. The same thing happened at the end of last school year. Same kind of thing, something I would like to go to, a lot of friends are going to, but I wanted to be present at Kaya's last days of school. That's a choice I made. So we are not in the business of hurrying up to get rid of or offload, our responsibilities to go do something else. We want to wrap it all in and do everything together as a family. That's the way we choose to do it. But the talk about this is to think about being present. What's the obstacle? So I said 10 hours or less, that's a no-brainer for us. If we don't have a conflicting interest, if it just logistically can't work, let's say that the thing happens at 5 p.m. on a Friday and it means we'd have to take off of work and we don't have any days off, or it's a big event, well, you can't do it, right? You can't do it. If you have enough of notice, maybe you can. And then we've got the things that are a little longer, right, that require a flight, that might require 2 days of driving. Those are less frequent things. We still try to prioritize them, but they're hard. And then you've got things that are week-long. So we take week-long vacations that we do with our family. That type of event we really only do with our closest family, the people that are the most important to us. So our parents, siblings, whatever. If we're going to spend considerable amount of resources, considerable amount of time off work, it's only going to be with the closest people, right? Because we do so many fun things in our life. We go to shows, we hang out on the weekend, we have visitors all the time, we go visit people all the time. We're often not going to prioritize that. And the reason I kind of group that for you is most things in your life that you would like to be present at fall in that first category. You can get to it in 10 hours or less. If you're willing to fly, you can almost always get to something 10 hours or less. But for us to drive, 10 hours or less. So I think about a lot of the things we've been present for. I remember really specifically, we had a whole bunch of visitors in town. I think it was Toylanta, maybe 2020, maybe. Or it was something. Some occasion, maybe it was Josh and Karina's celebration. It was February, I think, 2020. It was right before the pandemic hit. We had to plan multiple surprise parties. We were celebrating Josh and Karina getting engaged. We were celebrating Cody and Brooklyn having a baby. We had Damien's birthday, I think, was also at the same time. We had a whole bunch of people coming from, I think, 5 states. And Steve was supposed to come. But the same weekend, his wife, any moment, could go into labor with their daughter. And so Steve wasn't able to come, of course, because he's going to be present at the birth of his daughter. But I wanted to be present for Steve as well. And so after all of that, a very complicated few days and planning and organizing, then as soon as I dropped Josh and Karina off at the airport, I turned around and drove several hours to get to Steve's house to be present for the birth of his daughter, because that was important to me. I was tired. It wasn't easy. It was challenging. Not that anything about that was challenging, but just the mental wherewithal to do it. But it was important to me to be present. And I wasn't going to let an obstacle of being a little tired or having a drive or anything like that stop me from being present. If we think about our quote, the most precious moments happen from being present, fully aware, fully alive. And I think the more the benefit of these things, the YouTubes and the social medias and the cell phones, as connected as they can make us, they also make us less connected. We're not as present at the events that we should be at. We're not as present when we are actually in person with somebody. We're looking at a screen. We're checking something else. We're talking to other people while we're with someone that we haven't seen in however long, right? Texting somebody else. But you haven't seen the person you're in person with in several months. That is hard. It's the nature of our society right now, but we don't have to accept it. So my challenge this week is think about the events that are coming up. We're getting into holiday season, right? Back to school. We get Labor Day. We've got Halloween. We've got Thanksgiving. We've got Veterans Day. We've got Christmas, New Year's. It's a lot happening in a short period of time. What are the events with the people you care about that you want to be present for? You want to make sure you are around for, that you sacrifice something minor. You were willing to give up 10 hours for $50 at one point in your life. Something minor to be at a thing that matters the most to somebody. That's my challenge. We try to challenge ourselves with it. It wears us out. We've been at a lot of things over the past few months. We're about to enter birthday season. in our family, because I've got my dad's birthday coming up, my birthday, Natalie's birthday, Kaya's birthday, Steve's birthday, Kim's birthday, Victoria's birthday, all in like a 6-week period. They all pile up. And we're going to try to do things for all that stuff, because it's important to us to be present. So I challenge you. What are the things that matter to you? Be present, be available. And I tell you, it will help the mental wellness and the emotional wellness more than anything. I'll talk to you next week. Have a good week.